Ferrari's defeat to Mercedes in both Formula One championships this year was down to a combination of technical issues and driver error, according to CEO and Chairman Sergio Marchionne. Ferrari entered 2017 hopeful of ending its 8-year championship drought, and made a strong start to the year after adapting well to the overhauled technical regulations for the new season. 3 victories in the opening 6 races saw Ferrari lead both championships after Monaco, with Sebastian Vettel retaining his advantage in the driver's standings through to the Italian Grand Prix in September. Vettel's hopes of winning a 5th world title faded across the course of the 3 Asian flyaways, with a first-lap crash in Singapore and a spark plug issue in Japan forcing 2 retirements. An engine problem also left Vettel last on the grid for Malaysia, costing him a chance of a victory. Lewis Hamilton was crowned world champion for a 4th time in Mexico last weekend, wrapping up the title with 2 races to spare for Mercedes. Ferrari chief Marchionne refused to put the title defeat down to misfortune, instead picking reliability and driver error as being the 2 costly weaknesses for the team, appearing to reference the clash between Vettel, Ferrari teammate Kimi Räikkönen and Red Bull's Max Verstappen in Singapore. "I don't believe in bad luck. Ultimately it's a reflection of the way in which we manage these businesses," Marchionne said during a conference call with investors on Thursday. "It was a combination of, especially in the second half of the season, between technical issues and driver error, or driver misjudgment. As we get close to the end of the season, we've now got 2 races left to complete. As you well know, it's impossible, and it was almost an impossible task at the last race on Sunday to think that we could recover at least the driver's title. I think we've learned a lot. I think it's a painful way of learning it. I think the second half revealed some structural weaknesses in the manner which we are managing this business, which are going to get rectified, and hopefully 2018 will be a much better season." While Marchionne was disappointed to have seen Ferrari's run without an F1 title extend into another year, he is encouraged by the team's performance through 2017 ahead of a renewed championship at next season. "I remind everybody who asks me this question, and I'm probably the most critical of the way in which we manage our F1 activities, that if I'd asked anybody at this time last year as to how well we would have done in 2017, I couldn't have gotten a buyer for the idea that we would be that far advanced in the first half of the season," Marchionne said. "So we have done well given our starting point. We were unable to finish the task. It's a 2018 objective now. We regret not having done better, but the car is there. It is, in my view, probably the best car on the track today." Follow at Luke Smith. Formula One technical chief Ross Brawn believes Lewis Hamilton is now in a position to challenge Michael Schumacher's all-time records for wins and championships after clinching his 4th title in Mexico last weekend. Hamilton clinched his 4th crown by finishing 9th in the Mexican Grand Prix, becoming just the 5th driver in the sport's history to amass a quartet of titles. Only Juan Manuel Fangio 5 and Schumacher 7 now lay ahead of Hamilton in the records list, while the Briton is second only to Schumacher for race wins in F1, claiming 62 to the German's 91. Schumacher's statistical records had been deemed out of reach by most, but Brawn, an instrumental figure in Schumacher's success, told Sky Sports he believes Hamilton now stands a chance of catching them. "I think they are. When that happened I couldn't imagine it being beaten, but looking at the way that Lewis is performing they could be," Brawn said. "You've got to say he's one of the greats, comparable with any of the iconic characters in Formula One. He made hard work of it in Mexico, but apart from that he's been exemplary all year." Hamilton is set to open talks with Mercedes over a new contract in the coming months, with his existing deal expiring at the end of the 2018 season. Were Hamilton to pen another 3-year deal, it would take him up to the age of 35, with an extension beyond that not out of the realm of imagination. With another 4 or 5 years on the cards, and with a team that has completed a 4-year run of title wins, Hamilton appears to be in a position to catch Schumacher's once-deemed unbeatable records. Follow at Luke Smith 1.